Welcome to Drum and Drummer, a podcast focused on drums, drumming and drummers. I'm George Pickering and that's Ben Winty, and we are both professional drummers in this business we call music. So stick around and join us as we pass the time whilst trying to stay in time.
I can see a bookcase of books and you went, Hamlet? Welcome to Drum and Drummer. George, you're here. I'm here as well. Feels like deja vu. Here you are in your dressing gown.
I'm always
at
in my
9
dressing
a.m.
gown. But we don't need to do that whole conversation again. It was funny. It was perfect. Let's leave it there, you know? And if you didn't listen to it, go back to last week's episode where we discuss.
But we are 1 week
life.
closer to that coming true.
Yeah. I say about 20 years off, but yeah.
Yeah, but we're 1 week closer because nothing's changed in that, you know, you're a week closer to 54 and you're still in your dressing gown.
Still in my dressing gown.
So you're not moving away from that dream.
No.
You're closer to it. Anyway,
topic.
how you been? What's going on? What's going on, boy?
Fine, but here's a topic that's just popped into my head. Dressing gowns. How often do you wash them? You know? How often do you wash them? Because it's an interesting thing, because you think about, you know, socks and pants, they're not going on for more than a day. If you wear your boxers 2 days in a row, get help, you know? Socks, I can just about do, you know, if you wear them all day and then go to the gym the next morning and go for a run, I'll wear those socks all, yes, that's fine. Shirt, once a day. Jeans, kind of, you know, don't know, you could get a week out of them, do you know what I mean? If you're a clean boy, which I am, which is overlooked in a lot of circles. Anyway, coats, they're a weird one. How often do you wash them? I washed a coat the other day. But
it feels weird washing a coat, doesn't it?
It does feel weird. I did a coat wash because I was so up to date on my laundry. I'm on a washing hype. Well, what else can I wash? And I went, hang on, there's a load of coats there. And one of them had got muddy, admittedly, because I cycle in the mud. But dressing gown, I don't know. I think it's the one item of clothing that I wash when I go, smells a bit now. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not a normal item of clothing, you know?
No, there's a lot of skin on cloth.
There is a lot of skin on cloth.
And,
yeah.
You know, there's a lot of wearing pre-shower, wearing post-shower.
Yeah.
There's probably going to be dampness involved.
Yeah.
You know, whether that comes from post-shower or sweaty balls. You know,
yeah, exactly.
You're gonna, you know, men, we need to readjust things. We need to,
big time.
You know, we need to.
Have we already got
have
a
scratch
balls again?
You know,
yeah.
The old stretch and scratch. I think we all know what's going on there. And you're going to do that. You're going to want a cloth barrier, and I am in a good way imagining you fully naked under your dressing gown.
Yeah. Well, I am.
You're that sort of guy. Yeah. So if you need to pinch and roll or stretch and scratch, you're going to give yourself a cloth barrier, which will be the dressing gown. You know, and then you'll just sit on your sofa and, you know, eat your hummus. So
exactly.
It's ripe for the human grime. So I think, yes, you should wash it, and most likely wash it more often than you think.
Yeah, it's. I think as you said, the skin. There's a lot of skin to. I mean, it's your whole body, isn't it? It's not like a shirt where you're just like, well, that's just the top half.
Well, I might be
There's
getting
no
stinky
balls
pits
on a shirt.
Yeah, but my shirt is not touching my shaft.
No, exactly. And if it is, then I don't know. Adjust the sizes you're buying shirts. You know what I mean? Because that's not right. How am I is the question. I'm all right. What do you want to start with? Because I gave you some prompts of what, or we can start with your gig.
Yeah, we could do it. Yeah, I had a freshman year gig last week up in sort of Hitchin way, up near Luton-y, sort of Hertfordshire way. First gig of the year, so it's freshman year. It was quite interesting. Well, it was the first gig of the year. So my last gig was New Year's Eve.
Yeah, you said that.
It's the first time in a long while that I've not had a huge gap between the end of season and the start of the next one. It was only like sort of 6-7 weeks, whereas the last few years it's been like months.
Yeah.
So in a way, it was like back to it, great.
Yeah.
But it felt like it had been a while, but it also felt like it hadn't been a while. But the gig was good. It was fine. The venue were great. You know, it was all pretty easy. But one thing that was I see this quite a bit with freshman year gigs, is that quite often the groom is punching.
Yeah.
Quite often. And my analysis of it is that, you know, we play pop punk, we play rock, emo, metal at these gigs, right? So we're not your band for the everyman wedding, you know.
I know where you're going with this. Already.
Yeah. So it seems like the sort of gigs we play are the sort of freaks from school, like the weirdos, like the alternative people. So the weddings we play are usually midweek. They're usually off season because alternative kids, they're saving their money. They haven't got many friends, but the friends they do have are great.
And they're all off on the week.
But they're not all. They're not inviting the whole golf club. You know what I mean?
No.
And but what's also quite about. So I think a lot of these couples have been together a while, usually since school, sixth form or uni. And what happens to a man when he gets comfortable? He gives up.
Yeah.
He gives up. He lets himself slide. And I am no exception. You know, not in bad shape, but I'm bald.
Yeah, but that's not your fault.
It's not my fault, you know. But what I've done is shave my head.
I'm bald and I'm in great shape. But carry on.
You're like Jeff Bezos, mate.
I am a bit like Jeff Bezos.
You know, what do you do if you're a multi-billionaire and you're bald? You get really ripped and you build a clock in the ground that will outlast the human race. That's what you do. Do you know who's done that? That's what he's done. Yeah, it's mental. Look it up. Not now.
I will.
Look it up.
No.
He's building a clock underground that will outlive humanity. It's costing him millions.
Yeah.
Millions. You know, and all I want is a new drum kit or like just some, you know, shoes. Right, so but what you get a lot of these guys, they don't go full shaved head. They're losing the hair. But they don't commit.
Right.
They don't commit to the buzz, you see. And they put on a bit of weight because they're comfortable. They're alternative, so they eat a bit shit. They play games, you know, all that sort of stuff. And as you get to the wedding, well, the lady, the girl, goes, I want to look my best.
Yeah.
You know, and to be honest, let's be honest, not all of them make that because some of them are absolute trolls. But in this case, she'd gone, it's my wedding. I'm going to look good. She looked good, right? She looked good.
Yeah.
He was a fat little balding ginger man in a suit. The contrast was stark, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
He didn't put no effort in. But what was also clear was that his only job for the wedding, because it was a very nice venue, a lot of it was quite sort of traditional, you know, what you'd expect at a wedding. What it became apparent was his only job was picking the music.
Oh, okay.
And he really liked us.
Yeah.
And he picked us. And what was quite clear, after the first dance, we started playing, she was out of there.
Yeah.
Straight away. Barely.
Husband number 2, probably.
Yeah, and I'm sure there were suitors. I'm sure there were people looking. But you kind of go, mate, I think you should put a little bit more effort in. You know, I think in general, lads, don't be afraid to put a bit of effort in, especially for your wedding day.
Yeah.
You know? Look,
I can't think of a day where you should put more effort in.
Yeah. You should put more effort into your lessons with Pat, but we'll come on to that.
Great segue. Okay, let's do it now then. Let's do
well,
it.
No, because I'm going to segue.
Well, you just did.
Yes, but I'm going to do another segue. I've thrown you a segue.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go down another segue.
What's a bit like foreshadowing for the listeners? And they're like,
give it. Yeah, yes. Stay tuned because we're going to talk about George.
It's like when you watch
and his lack of discipline.
Yeah. when you watch
letting down his second dad.
And they show like clips of what's going to happen in the interview. It's like, so when did you find out about the baby? You know, like it's Oprah or whatever. You know.
Yeah.
Meghan Markle. What did the royalists say the colour was? You know. To what? Yeah.
I think Meghan Markle's lost the plot.
I haven't really been keeping track of what they've been up to. Those two.
I think she's just basically like rebranded her jam.
Her
and
jam?
I'm like, yeah.
What, like the mum from Peep Show? This is a Tony Blair resignation.
Yeah, she's
not
basically
making
she's also,
jam, is she?
She's also like Jan from The Office with her candles, like Serenity by Jan. Like I think she's just. I mean, I think she was an actress, wasn't she, Meghan Markle?
Absolutely. She was in Suits. The first season was great, and then it's just the same show for 12 more seasons.
She's not doing that at all.
No.
And she's just going to stay. She's got these deals with Spotify. I think her podcast was shit.
Yeah,
She's got a show on Netflix. It's like, oh, I'll try a bit of that. Yeah, well, are you going to stick to it and make it good? Or you just... And now she's just got some jam, and she's had to change the name.
Has she actually got jam?
Yeah, I think she has. Anyway.
What do you mean, anyway? How are we going on from Meghan Markle's jam? Fuck, there's so much I've got to Google after this chat. How do you know?
Anyway.
How do you know this stuff?
I just read stuff.
Yeah,
You know? I don't read books.
No,
but
right. But this is by the way, this is the most ADHD conversation we've ever had. But it's interesting because
Try and
you
keep
don't
up.
have to,
This is like Stranger Things or something. Isn't it? This is loads of shit
You
going on.
you don't have to read books to be a reader. I remember learning this when I did English language, saying like when people say, "Oh, kids don't read anymore," and it's like they do. They actually read more than they ever have because every kid's got a phone, and they might not be reading novels, but all day they'll be reading something. So it's sort of like doesn't matter if you're not opening, fucking Hamlet on a porch. I
like your look to your bookshelf there.
Yeah, I tried to think.
And you went for Hamlet, and I don't think you've got Hamlet on there.
No.
I can see a bookcase of books, and you went Hamlet.
There's a lot of books I've never read. I need to have a clear out, to be honest, because yeah. Anyway, what were you segueing into?
Shall I go back to my real
Pat?
segue? Anyway, so the wedding was good. It was fine. It was good. But where the clear telltale sign was someone at the end of the night. We were putting music on through Spotify, and someone said, "Oh, are you controlling the music?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Oh, the bride loves Taylor Swift. Can you put some of that on?" And you're like, "Of course she doesn't like."
Yeah.
What we're doing. But you kind of think, I don't know. If it appeared like, that was his only job picking the band. He had a great time. People danced.
I bet he did. Yeah.
It went very well. But I do think she was like, "Oh, fucking hell, what is this? What's he done here? What have I let him do?"
Yeah.
Good luck to him. I'm sure they'll be happy for the next 3 years.
Yeah, exactly. They'll be divorced, and then she'll find someone younger who has a better music taste, but maybe won't appreciate her as much. I don't know. We'll see. But life's long,
Yeah.
Get married.
But I'm sure the groom's
remarried.
he's a lovely guy.
Probably a lovely guy. Yeah.
He's a lovely guy. Anyway, my segue is, I've been planning my own wedding day.
Talking about it now. Well, you
might
can't
as well.
say that. You can't say that and expect me to be shocked.
That was my segue, wasn't it?
Should we do it again?
That's my segue. Nah.
Okay. Wow. Your own wedding day.
Yes, those keen listeners will know, got engaged last year.
Where was my invite?
To what?
The wedding. What do you mean?
Not getting one, mate.
No. Well, can we just specify that it's not just me that's not getting one? Why?
Yeah, no one's getting an invite.
Why is no one getting an invite?
Well, you know the phrase "two birds with one stone." Well, me and my partner, we want to get married, but I'm also in need of some new clothes. So we're getting married in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Towards the end of this year.
That's very cool.
Yeah. Very much looking forward to it.
When?
So we're going the end of September.
Mm-hmm.
For five nights. Somewhere we sort of talked about. We went to Vegas a couple of years ago. We thought, it'd be cool to do that. We're doing it. Found the window in the gig diary. There's a window we can go. Prices are good. Where we want to stay. Let's go.
Where are you staying?
Let's go and we're staying at Excalibur Hotel. It's the big castle one. We stayed there last time. Cheap and cheerful. It was great.
Yeah.
But what we're going to do is, we're going to get married out in Vegas. But then we're also going to have a little honeymoon within the Vegas holiday. And still, in a pit of sadness at not being at Disney and Universal in Florida, we've decided to road trip to LA for the day.
Love it.
The day after we get married, and go to Universal Studios in Hollywood.
Amazing.
So yeah, booked it. We still a lot to sort out, but it'll just be us two.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna get married later this year in Vegas. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Can't wait.
Fantastic.
And we've just got to pay for the fucking now, innit?
Yeah.
Bring on the gig.
Yeah, this is it. Well, congratulations. That is great.
Thank you, mate. Thank you, mate. Yeah. Got to sort out my costume. I say costume. I mean what I'm wearing.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. What
Dumb and Dumber suit was floated. Let's not lie.
Yeah,
that was floated about.
Yeah.
It's also been floated about me and Neil wearing those to the Portsmouth Music Awards.
Oh my god, definitely. That'd be amazing. That would be amazing.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you haven't got any questions, but that's fine. Why would you?
Right, can I tell the listeners why I don't have any questions? Because we did this whole chat on the last ep, and we cut it out. If I'm being real, if you want me to be real. So, no. What food are you looking forward to? There's a question.
Ooh, there's a place we went to last time called Hash House A Go Go that did this chicken and waffles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they'll probably go there again and get that.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're gonna go. I think we're gonna go for a fancy steak dinner on our actual wedding day. But I think we've got plans. There's definitely things there we want to do that we didn't do last time. Like the Sphere is there now.
Oh yeah.
Sphere.
Do they still have things going on in there?
Yeah, they do. So what we're probably going to do is it's a Sphere experience. It's like a 45-minute, essentially big cinematic showreel. But they still have concerts there, and the reason we kind of got inspired to actually book the trip was because Backstreet Boys are playing at the Sphere.
Love it.
But in July, and we're we can't go to that. But what if we go to Vegas this year anyway and get married rather than wait till we maybe thought about doing it next year? We're let's do it. And then we thought, well, there's that When We Were Young Fest in Vegas, which is all day. And it's just every pop punk emo band from the noughties play. And I was like, I'd love to go to that. Oh, tickets are really expensive and it's sold out. Maybe not then. You look at the diary. Here's a window. Check the dates. Price is good. It's all available. Bosh. Yeah, let's fucking do it.
Sweet.
So you got to go down a path until it says no, or leads you down another path. That's all you can do. Ask the questions and see what the answers are.
Yeah, because I didn't know if the Sphere had become almost like a Simpsons Predict the Future joke thing, where it's just they create this massive thing that's meant to bring in money, and then it dies, Because I remember when it came about, and it was you two are paying at the Sphere. It's oh wow, and then haven't heard about it. But I guess if it's still plodding along. They do have people playing there. I don't think it's all the time, but I think they make quite a lot of money just from everyday tourists, going and watching this cinematic experience thing. Nice.
It'd be cool. And I get to get a Mustang again and drive to LA, which would be really cool.
Right, I got a question.
Go on,
yeah. Isn't the Heart Attack Grill in Vegas?
Yes, and we are going there.
Oh my god. Okay, well that's
not been there, but we are going there this time.
Forget the wedding. That's what I want to hear about. My god, that's awesome. Because they spank you, don't they, if you don't eat your food or something.
Hopefully.
Yeah, chance to be a fine thing. Oh no, I can't have one more bite.
Oh, I didn't finish this sausage.
Is that
whopper?
Yeah, because you get weighed. There's a lot of weird things. I think
they put you in a hospital gown as well and stuff.
Yeah, and I swear it's if you weigh over 400 pounds, then the meal's free and you get a round of applause or something. It's why are you congratulating this? But yeah,
obesity
awesome.
is a problem.
Yeah, this is it.
It's lots of good stuff. Cool. It's what we want to do. We're very much looking forward to it. So, still a few bits of plan. I've got to plan what I'm going to wear and all that. And
yeah, that's a weird
cool.
one.
I picked out my ring. I know what ring I'm going to get and all that. Well, what am I going to wear? Well, allegedly the weather will still be very warm. It should still be topping around top 20s, 30 degrees in the day. So I've got me Roosevelt shirts that I get from America that for me, are the most comfortable shirt I've ever worn and fit my top-heavy body type. So I don't want to not wear... You know, when you find a bit of clothing that you're like, I feel good in this.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to go for something that is substandard. So I'm probably going to wear one of my Roosevelt shirts. Probably open, though. White tee underneath. So probably some like smart shorts in a dark blue. And then I'm going to get some Nike pumps.
Cool.
But I'm going to get custom ones with our initials stitched into the back of the heel.
I like that. So,
yeah. So all that sort of fun stuff. Anyway, let's move on. You disappointed Pat.
I did disappoint Pat Garvey, my drum teacher. I didn't want to talk about this before the pod. And Ben went, no, that's great stuff. So
yeah, you told me about it. I was like, this is good.
This is what, because it will be a story that people will listen to.
Because listen. Yeah, people will definitely be able to relate to this.
On. Take the words from my mouth.
I'll talk for you. Yeah, I will. I'll take it right out. Yum, 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 yum. People will be able to relate.
Yeah.
And it proves you're not the high-flying impresario that you give the impression of, you know.
Yeah.
And that this world is not, you know, we're not always just showcasing here on Drum and Drummer the highlights.
No, I think we ever
plenty
are.
of low lights, you know.
Yeah.
I get to see it. It's like you're in your dressing gown. This is a low light. Thankfully, the lights are low. Otherwise,
thankfully, the screen is positioned this way. So I had
Talk me through it.
I had a busy few weeks, but in a good way. You know, I'd had those 3 gigs, CrossFit every day, chain. Just super busy every day, just doing bits and bobs. And I let my drum practice for Pat slide. There's still practice going on for the other gigs and stuff, but the actual stuff we were working on in the lesson. And I probably got a bit, maybe overconfident, maybe thought, well, I think this is all right. You know, like the stuff we've been working on for a while. There was like 2 bits. One that we've been working on for a while, and I felt like, well, that's in there, you know? And then the other thing was something new, but I felt like, well, that's so new that, you know, I
how much better can I get in a week?
Yeah,
anyway?
no, in a weird way, like, I don't know. And I never think like that. I always just do the practice and just get it done. But I was like, you know what, there's a lot of other stuff. For the first time ever, let's see if I can, you know, just do the bare minimum on the practice. And which is a terrible thought to have, but that was how it was because everything else got in the way. And so I came into a lesson with Pat, and I was buzzing. I was like, oh, I've got to tell you about these gigs and stuff like that. And he was like, right, let's see how we're getting on. And it was just abysmal. You know, the new thing that we were doing, I hadn't remembered how to do it, and we had to start again. And then the other thing that should have just been in there, because we've been working on it for weeks, had just gone, you know, and we essentially had to start that again, go backwards a little bit. And it was like, fuck. And it's a horrible feeling because you don't know how much longer you've got of the lesson, and you're just kind of doing it going, fuck, like, can't we just end the lesson now? And but it's like, you know, he knew I hadn't practiced. I told him I hadn't practiced. And it's not like it's every week, you know, it's like the first time and maybe ever that it was like that. You know, there's sometimes where you feel like you could have practiced more. Most of the time you feel like, yeah, I've got this. But that was just like nothing. But, you know, I've spoken to mates about it. I remember talking to Jack Hickling, and he was just like, yeah, he had a period where he was struggling to get the practice in, and it's just like life sometimes happens, you know what I mean? And but it's not a good feeling, but it shouldn't be a good feeling. I think it'd be weird if you didn't practice and then didn't feel like, oh, this is fucking awful. If you were like, what's the problem? You know, it'd be like, well, that's the problem there. But yeah, when you're doing a bit of everything else and there's all new things and things can slide, and it's like, it's okay, you know, let's just get back on it, you know. But yeah, that was that. But Yeah, I don't want to discuss it because it makes it look like you're not practicing, but actually it's the perfect place to discuss it, and pretty much everyone listening has been there, you know.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
I mean, my thoughts, you know, life gets in the way. Life does get in the way. And I think for you, in this particular instance, you know, this anomaly of a week where you didn't practice those specific things from your lesson, well, you were out gigging, playing the drums, earning dollar, playing the drums, practicing for those gigs. You've got to practice for those gigs because that's got to bring home the dollar. So that's fine. Life gets in the way. But I think, as long as you're aware and you go, okay. And I think you noticed, okay, I haven't practiced. Then what that can bring on is you go to your lesson and you feel a form of guilt. You know, I haven't done my practice. I'm going to let Pat or you're going to let your teacher down. Now, in some regards, yes, you are. But in other regards, they don't care. And they don't care, and that's in a good way, because they know life gets in the way. They know everyone can't consistently progress at a certain rate or do everything. So that's why they're there. They're your teacher. They're there to help you, and that happens, and you'll just continue working on it. And on a fundamental level, and this isn't meant to be harsh or anything, they still get paid. So, and it's that classic thing. My teacher at uni would say, "This it's not my problem, is it? It's yours." I still get paid.
Exactly.
Like, it's up to you. Do you want to be a trombone player or not? You know.
Well, I mean, we're an
Clearly
honest
not.
podcast, and that is the blunt truth of it. You do think, well, I've just done what I did 2 weeks ago. I've done the same lesson now, and the only person whose fault that is.
I've paid an idiot tax there.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And it's just my fault, you know. It's like if you practice and you get to do the new stuff, and if you don't, you just do the same lesson again that you did last time. And it's like, it's. I think that's an incentive in itself. It's not like, oh, you haven't practiced. That's all right. Right, we're gonna do something new. It's like, oh, you haven't practiced, you know. We have to start. We have to do it again then, you know. And it's like, fuck. But but it's weird. I do think about it. I've spoken to, you know, other drum teachers, like in the past about it, not after this lesson, but you kind of, there's certain students who you can tell just never practice, and you go, oh my God. And not quite at that level. But I'll say though, I've got my new room, which is amazing. My new practice room, my new studio place. And that is so nice because now I'm playing on a real kit again. For a few months I hadn't been, and now I'm back in there. And it's great because it's also, I feel like for whatever weird accident, all the three main things I do are all in the same little Hove Lagoon area. So CrossFit is next to the drum studio, and then the drum studio's 5-minute bike ride from the bakery. So today, CrossFit at 12:15, then go to my studio, then go to the bakery, you know. So it's all good. But do your practice. That's the message there, you know.
Do your practice, but I think we can often aspire to apply guilt and pressure to ourselves, where really we just need to have a little bit of, sometimes give ourselves a little bit of slack.
Yeah.
At some points, I think as long as you're aware, you go, okay, I don't want that to be a regular occurrence.
Yeah.
It's an uncomfortable feeling. I don't like going to my lesson underprepared. I don't like, you know, having to just essentially pay for a lesson again.
Yeah.
In that regards, okay. But I swear, I think I remember it at uni. It was something like they were going to kick someone out, or they were going to take their scholarship away for lack of attendance, or, you know, not doing the history lectures or whatever, and they were going to punish them. And it's like, but the reason they're not here is because they're doing professional work with an orchestra.
Yeah.
So the whole point of us being here is to then go out into the world and get a job as a musician. They're already doing that with like the London Symphony Orchestra, and you want to punish them.
Yeah.
Seems a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that is the case. There are certain musicians that I know who never finished BIM because they got too busy by second year and went, well, what's the point in being here, you know? And it's an odd one. Gabby King, She was one. She's telling me the other day, she's like, I've still got to pay back the student loan. I never even finished the fucker. Do you know what I mean? She's like, what? How's that fair? But yeah, it was exactly that. It was like, you get on tour with Declan McKenna, for example, and then your attendance drops, and then, not to tell her story on here, but yeah. And then the uni are going, why are you not here? It's like, I'm
out doing the actual fucking thing you're training me to do.
Yeah.
I'm here with Richard Blackwood in Lampeter. Yeah.
Do you know what I've been watching recently? Because I don't watch telly, but I always stick something on when I'm having something to eat, and just all the extras, outtakes, and all the Afterlife outtakes, all of them on a loop, and it's so good. It's so good, and I can just watch them religiously.
You know my favourite bit? The Arnoose.
Mystery. Bored. Turn around. Let me see that ass. Ah? Not even the ass I like, it's the Arnoose. The eye of mystery.
Oh, on that note, shall we wrap up?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I don't think we've got anything else to talk about. Get in touch, drumandrummerpod@gmail.com, Instagram @drumandrummerpodcast. This comes out on the 27th. I'm pretty sure voting for the Portsmouth Music Awards ends at the end of February. So you got the rest of today and tomorrow. portsmouthmusicawards.com/vote. Give us a vote. We'd really appreciate it, and then I can stop going on about it.
Yeah, we'll put out a thing maybe on when this drops.
Yeah,
I'll do one more reminder.
But it'd be greatly appreciated. I think we'll leave it there. George, thank you very much for joining me.
You.
It's been a pleasure chatting.
Always a pleasure
to you. Broccoli. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Drum and Drummer. You can find us on Instagram @DrumandDrummerPodcast. And you can send us an email to drumanddrummerpod@gmail.com. Remember, just pick up the sticks and twat it.